All right, I want to welcome everybody to another episode, live podcast episode from the Women's International Music Network. This is live front and center, and I'm your host, Mickey Angeline. And this is going to be the most amazing hour of live podcast ever. Why? Because look at your screen. I have got, is it 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of some of the most amazingful women in music today. And you're going to learn who they are. We're going to talk about a really important event that's coming up by Gritty in Pink. They've got a holiday special that's actually tomorrow, so don't sleep on this. It's a great event. Most of the women here will be performing, but we're also going to talk about what their year has been like because of COVID. So without further ado, I'm going to bring them in because as you can see, there's so many of us. I'm going to bring them in one by one. They're going to give a little intro on who they are and what they do as performers. So let's start with, I love this. I feel like this is a game. We'll start with the ringleader. We're going to give Shira.
Hi, how's it going, Mickey?
Good. How are you? Welcome back for this special edition, of course. So let everyone know who you are and what you do.
Yeah, thanks for having me and the whole Gritty in Pink crew. So I'm the founder of Gritty in Pink. We are a platform to empower women in music, and I also sing for my band Shiragirl. Stoked to have my girls on today. We started a monthly event in the beginning of this crazy year at the Satellite with an all-girl jam, and of course we had to pivot when COVID hit, and so we started Gritty Rocks Live, a live stream on Instagram weekly, which turned into a live fundraiser for a lot of amazing charities that we were so happy to support. We got to raise thousands of dollars for ACLU and Headcount and a lot of different charities we really care about this year, and we've now had over 160 female musicians play at our events live or on our live stream. Yeah, so we are stoked.
That is incredible. Thank you so much. I love your energy. Okay, let's go to the next person. We are going to hit up. Let's go with Shenna.
Had to unmute myself. What's up, you guys? My name is Shenna. I'm originally from Virginia. I'm an indie pop artist currently living in New York. My whole platform for music is all about mental health awareness and embracing your own individuality. So I'm really happy to be a part of this live stream and to perform tomorrow.
Oh, yes. Thank you for that. And moving on to Lex and Violet, ladies. Oh, I think you froze. Tell you what, you froze. Let's go back. Let's go to. Oh, no, you unfroze. All right.
Okay. Awesome. Hi, I'm Violet Grae. I'm a musical artist and also an artist advocate. So I help about 40 artists right now, empower them and help them from the ground up, from helping them with like licensing and then also building their band and getting their voice out there. And my own music has to do more with, I guess, just some empowerment and also that you do not need anyone else to be your own person and you get your music out there. And I'm from a small town in Pennsylvania, actually, and now I'm residing in Los Angeles.
I'm also from the Midwest, small town in Indiana. I'm a bassist first and foremost. I work with a lot of different artists from pop to metal. I really do all sorts of genres. Normally I do a lot of live stuff, a lot of touring stuff. COVID's kind of messed with that. So I've been doing a lot more productions lately, working with a lot of singers, mostly female artists, and helping make music for them to sing over. So yeah, it's really fun.
So we've both been doing this for about 15, 16 years.
Oh my.
So we love it. Yeah, we've been in the business for a minute. So
I love it. Oh my gosh. Thank you for that so much. Alrighty. And going next is the Queendom. Welcome, ladies.
Hey,
how you guys doing?
I'm Audio the Sound.
And then she go rock and run it.
And we're the Queendom.
I love that intro. That was so kicking it 80s freaking hip hop. That was bad. Wait, do that intro again.
Oh, you want to do it? You want us to do it again?
I loved it. Do it again.
All right, I'm Audio the Sound.
And then she go rock and run it.
And we're the Queendom.
Yeah, and then where's it you're from?
We're from Atlanta, Georgia.
Yep.
Hot Atlanta. Nice. All right. And then so how would you classify your style of music?
Hip hop and R&B.
Nice.
But, we try to be as versatile as possible.
Yeah, we got a little pop in there.
Yeah.
A little sprinkle, a little old school. But
Love it. Love it. All righty. Thank you so much for that. Next up, I've got Jayelle.
Hey, how you doing? So I'm Jayelle. I'm from Denver. I moved to LA about 2 years ago, and I'm a songwriter. I just graduated from the Los Angeles College of Music. And I got involved with Gritty and Pink in March at, I think, their second event at the Satellite. And yeah, I've just been rocking and rolling since.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Up next, I've got Raine.
Hey
What's up?
guys, I'm Raine, aka Rainey P. I am a true blue New Yorker out here in the East Coast. I'm originally in Shiragirl, the drummer from back in 2006, OG. And we started Gritty and Pink. I was a part of it from the beginning and lived in LA for about a year. And then the pandemic hit, so I came back to be close to family and pursue my psychology career as well. So I incorporate music with emotional regulation therapy. So all good stuff. And I'm a drummer. I play drums and I'm a songwriter.
Oh my gosh. I kind of want to, you know what? Let me hold on to you for a little bit and then we're going to go one on one with these questions. You talked about, what did you say the therapy was? Repeat that again.
ERT, emotional regulation therapy.
And that's what you're studying outside of music, or are you incorporating that with music?
Well, I got a MA in psychology. I graduated in 2019. So like I said, once the pandemic hit and we kind of put the touring on hold for a while, I decided to pursue the psychology avenue. And I kept music as part of it, you know, because I am a musician. And the school I'm working in, it's a residential treatment facility for children. We have a music room. I was jamming out today with the other music teacher. So, you know, we've got art therapy, music therapy.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Thank you for that. Oh my gosh, so there you go. Y'all are amazing. All right, then. So let's start with, okay, let me pick it. I'm just going to randomly pick a question here that I emailed you. Okay, since COVID, who has picked up like a new habit or this will be a fun question, like a new habit or a new favorite food since COVID? Who wants to go first? Unmute yourself. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'll go. All right, so I'm sure a lot of y'all can relate. Like, we're musicians, so we're always on the go. So I'm always like getting fast food or whatever. But during quarantine, I swear I'm a chef now. Like, I learned how to make Korean barbecue.
Hey, yes. You became a chef. You know,
Yes.
I wish I could say that I did that, and I did not. I thought for sure, since I was stuck at home most of the time, because I was a good girl and stayed home most of the time, I would do that. I did not. I just became even worse lazy for me. How about habits? Does anyone have like a habit that you would not have done if you were not forced to not go out? Go ahead, Jayelle.
So, Shira and I started going hiking actually, and I've never really been a super outdoorsy or even exercising person, but we started hiking, and I actually have really started to love it. So that's been a new thing for me.
Oh, good for you. And because fresh air is good, exercise is good. That's another thing I did not do. Oh, I'm so jealous. All of y'all are doing the things I should have been doing. Thank you for being such a great example that I'm going to now follow. Did anyone else have a habit or a food or something that you took on since COVID?
Yeah, we're muted. Oh, we are. I would say I definitely can relate to both of you, Shenna. I definitely relate because I said I'm going to cook every meal. I'm not going to cook anything anymore. I'm going to cook everything. But since moving in with her, I've been doing and plus we moved in together during the pandemic, very gay of us. But I would say Italian, and she gives me some Jew food, and I am vegan, so just definitely new habits for her, for sure.
Yeah, I don't really eat very much meat anymore. I eat chicken still, but it's been crazy switching over to pretty much a mostly vegan lifestyle, and it's here. I actually really like it.
Yeah. And then working out has also been a challenge, but definitely more outside, running, hiking, trying to lift outside and be a crazy person. But yeah, so pandemic, definitely a lot of new habits.
Oh, I love the vegan thing because I went vegan 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago.
Oh, congrats.
Good for you. Yeah, right? It just feels better. And
yeah, you just feel lighter.
Yeah, and there are actually so many more choices out there than I realized once I went that direction.
Mm-hmm.
Which is probably another reason, I you would think I would cook more because I would be doing the recipes and stuff, but I'm not, and I should. Good for you. Alrighty, so
Absolutely.
Queendom, you raised your hands. You wanted to add in on that?
Yeah. So for me, I basically had to do like self-scheduling because I wasn't working. So it gave me the opportunity to get a vibe of what it'd feel like to actually pursue artistry full time. So I felt the need to schedule myself to keep myself from going insane. And that really helped. And I also picked up working out consistently.
I decided to meditate a lot more because that was needed.
Good for you.
So,
You know what? Same. That is one thing I did in corporate was I did start meditating even more. So good for you on that one. That helps with the sanity for sure. Alrighty, if anyone else doesn't want to move on to it, we'll go to the next question. This one's going to be a little deeper.
Hey, I got one.
Who does? Go for it, Alex.
Hey, so sorry, I haven't introduced myself yet. I'm Nicole Windsor, musician, guitarist, bassist. I play bass with Shiragirl. I'm also a music educator. I help run the lessons program for Guitar Center, based in Los Angeles, California. Originally from Chicago, but got tired of the cold. So I am loving it out here now. And I also write for Guitar Girl magazine. I do gear reviews, interviews, all kinds of fun stuff. And what I've been doing during quarantine is we started doing HelloFresh, which is like that company where they send you the food. I'm the same way. I've never been a fan of cooking. And part of it for me is like the stress of like getting all of the ingredients together. They just send us the food and with all of the ingredients, like if you need a tomato, they send you the tomato, they send you like exactly 1 cup of sugar or whatever it is that you need. And you cook it, and it's made it so much more fun and so much more tolerable for me. So I've been really enjoying doing that.
Good for you, and thank you for introducing yourself. I'm so sorry that I missed you. Writer for, did you say writer for Guitar Girl magazine?
Yes, yeah.
Good
So I'm
for you.
yeah. It's so much fun. I love it. We get to feature so many cool artists and check out gear, and like, you know, it's a really cool thing to be a part of and to write for. Just like Gritty and Pink, and I'm involved with them too.
Nice.
So anywhere there's women that need to be empowered in music, I try to be involved in it. So perfect,
love it. You said it's called HelloFresh.
HelloFresh, yeah. Yeah,
nice.
It's you pick out food, and then if let's say you want to make enchiladas, they send you all of the tortillas, everything you need for however many people, and it just shows up, and it's made it so much more enjoyable. But other than that, yeah, I hate cooking, so that has been a game changer.
You know, that probably helps, especially for those of us that are not in households of 4 or more, where you wouldn't keep a ton of the accessories around the ingredients to make a meal for 4, 5, 6 people. If you're only having food for yourself, that actually makes sense. So,
right, exactly.
Right on. Okay, move on to the next question. This is okay. So we're gonna get serious. Normally, when we ask female musicians, the struggles, right, of even to this day, where you're not taken serious. So few of you have been represented, us, I should say, in the industry. But I want to go backwards on it. Would you be able to tell me how, because you were female, you felt empowered and it actually boosted your career or, you know, pushed your career forward because you're a woman in an instance, and like yeah, Shira.
I mean, I would say, you know, I wouldn't have been able to create this amazing community of female musicians with Gritty and Pink, you know, had it not been a female. And I think sometimes being a minority does empower you, you know, because it drives you to bring people together. And so there was something so special, you know, the first time we had our very first Gritty event, and we had over 40 of LA's best female musicians on stage rocking together, and just the camaraderie. It was so special, and I was so proud to have been part of that and to share the stage with so many talented musicians. So yeah, I mean, I love being a girl. Yay.
You know, and that's true because you did start that with the Van Warped tours and having the female stage. That must have felt amazing, being and sharing the stage with other women. right?
I mean, you know, it was awesome to be able to bring that to work because there were no chicks, honestly, and to be able to bring that, we would have little girls come up to us at work and say, you know, I want to be like that when I grew up, you know, and they needed role models, you know, so that was important. But I mean, it was very male dominated. We would get, you know, really hard time by all the dude bands, especially like the smaller dude bands were the ones who were like angry about it. Like the headliners were stoked, you know, like they were like, we love you guys. So, yeah, I think that, you know, being a woman is a powerful thing. And if you can be there and be unapologetic and also bring women together, so we're not competing against each other, we're empowering each other, because it has been programmed into our heads there's only room for one, you know, and that we should be jealous of each other. And so, you know, we're trying to turn that around with Gritty and work together.
I love it. You know, and then going into that, because we've got artists here on this interview, your styles are different from one another. And I know in different genres, it can seem either more challenging or just a different angle of a challenge, right? Because like for here in Sacramento, that's where I'm broadcasting from, Sacramento, California. We have an event every year called the Aftershock, which is a heavy metal festival. It started out as a 1-day, went to a 2-day, went to a 3-day. We had to postpone it this year, but they're hoping it'll push forward next fall, 4 days. Problem? 5 female fronted bands on the bill. I know. 2 years ago, they actually pushed and had 8. And when I say that, it's like 8 out of 50. But see, that's hard rock and metal. I've talked to so many.
You know, Mickey, you brought that to my attention.
Yeah. Yeah. You know,
you brought that to my attention about Aftershock.
Yes. But, you know, it's that genre is a hard one. I've been talking to other women in the industry. For all of you listening in your genre, has it been a challenge being a woman in that? And did you want to share an instance? Yes, go for it, Queendom. Oh, there was a laugh. Oh no.
Somewhat in the beginning, yes. Of course, yeah, we weren't really taken too seriously in the beginning, but now it's like, oh, because we are women, now it's, you know, we're rapping and stuff like that. People are just trying to show more love, quote unquote, more respect, and things like that. You know, we get compared to Outkast,
which I find insane.
Yeah, compared to Earth Gang and stuff like that. I guess because we are just, you know, a black duo from
Atlanta,
and we're women. But I mean, a lot of people now that we've noticed are paying attention to us because we are getting those comparisons. Like we've been getting those comparisons like all year now.
Yeah, definitely.
Wait, you're compared to Outkast? Is that what you said?
That's what people say.
Do you know why? I mean, I just curious. Do you know why?
Look, we would have to ask more.
Okay. If you were to describe your style, who would of other artists would you say you were somewhat like, or you know?
Honestly, I don't care to do comparisons because I feel like we have our own approach when it comes to music, just like Outkast and Earth Gang and whoever else people may compare us to. I really think that we have our own steez.
Yeah. I don't really think too much sound like anyone. Actually.
Beautiful. Love it. And maybe that's what the comparison is. Maybe you mentioned Outkast in that, and where they're their own sound and their own style, and maybe that's what they're seeing, but because they can't. Right? Yeah. Right on. I love it. Did anyone else have in your style? Shenna, go for it.
Yeah, so I guess for me, being a woman in pop music, especially with my cultural background, my dad is Syrian, my mom is Black, and I remember when I first started out, I did this one festival one time, and I submitted whatever, got through, and they put me on the hip hop stage, and I just know that they probably didn't even listen. You know what I mean? In my genre of pop, I do like Dua Lipa type of pop, like that electro feel.
Oh.
And yeah, so I mean,
so you were racially profiled on your photo, you think?
I think so, honestly, like as a woman in pop music, but now I'm just trying to make my own lane. And I want especially young women to look at people like me and say, hey, like I could do whatever I want. That's what I'm trying to do.
That's interesting. and I want to circle back on that in a second. Did anyone else want to add on that, on your experience with your genre and being a woman in the industry? All right, Lex and Violet, let's do it.
I think for me, I've spent a lot of my time in the rock world.
That's right, you're a bassist, rock world.
A lot of rock clubs. And, yeah. So that's most of where I spend my time, and I would say there's an expectation that that I can't play. I'm only there because to be cute or to be a token, or it's like whatever, for whatever reason. It's hard to get taken seriously. It's hard to get considered for better positions. People just assume you just can't play and you're just a pretty face as a woman, I think, which is really frustrating. But I think the opportunity it provides is, in some ways, because our expectations are so low, it's easy to blow them out of the water. So, if you can be a capable player, and it can be easy to just, like, they expect you to suck. So if you can do anything at all, like, you can blow them away, and that you can turn that and use it to your advantage in some weird way, despite all of its frustration.
Yeah, and like Shira said, it could definitely be drive, even towards like trying to be the absolute best. Like, when I studied at Berklee College of Music, and I did vocal performance and music business management, I was one of those few females at the time in class. I'd be one of the only ones, so I'd be pointed out a lot in class and all the time picked on, and just be like, well, what's the answer? And that kind of drove me to be better in my field. And same, I just wanted to be the best. And that's from singing jazz to electronic pop. So it can drive you just to be better even than the boys. Yeah.
Wait, from jazz to electronic pop? Is that what you said?
Yeah. So I trained initially classical opera, and then I toured a lot in a jazz band for probably about 5 years. Yeah. Yeah, so I love jazz and blues, and that's how I was mostly trained.
Because those are two unique. Those are two completely unique genres, even from each other.
I know, it's completely crazy. I think even my teachers, even back in the day when I was doing classical, I'd open my mouth and they'd be like, "What are you doing?" when I was singing jazz and blues? But that's initially what I was passionate about.
It's funny because she's a vocal coach. So now during the pandemic, I through the door hear her give vocal lessons all day to all these different styles of singers, and it's just really crazy to watch her switch from genre to genre to genre. It's really
wow. That's incredible, because that's like someone who can speak 5 languages fluently. Do you? I mean, that must have really put such a perspective for you, no matter what genre you are performing in, writing in, creating in. Do you find that sometimes it kind of blends, maybe, or you do a little like a fusion?
I would say it blends. I think the more I write, honestly, because I do a lot of co-writes for a lot of artists coming out this year, so I'm super excited about that. It keeps me fresh. I would say certain styles, of course, it's hard because then you're going back and forth, like, oh, they're doing maybe hip hop is more prevalent for that, or they're doing straight pop, which actually it's all super smart writing, and it's just whether you do it, it's catchy, and it does all kind of mix together in one little blend. But the more I do it, the quicker it keeps me, sharper it keeps me. But it's super fun. It keeps me on my toes because all my artists are so severely different.
Wow,
it's super fun. Yeah,
that is incredible. And I was keying in on Lex saying how it can go both ways, where we're getting into 2021 and women still, and I'm gonna guess it's by men, right? Just look at you and go, no, you're not talented, right? But then at the same time, you flip it, because then when you show you are talented, for some reason, you're amazing for a girl. It's like, I'm just amazing.
For a girl.
How about I'm just amazing?
Yeah.
So,
we say that a lot.
Did anyone else want to add in on that? No? Because, I mean, we covered jazz, classical, hip hop, pop, being mistaken for hip hop,
Jayelle
rock.
and I have talked about that.
Yeah. How about you, Raine, especially as a drummer, right? Have you ever run into situations where you were undermined, forgotten, thrown under the rug?
Well, it's funny you ask, because I kind of have a different perspective because I'm not feminine. I don't really get judged that way. I kind of see the opposite end of things. So people see me and they're like, oh yeah, this chick is tough. I bet she can play. So they don't really judge my talent. However, I feel that because I'm not pretty, I might not get as many opportunities as say a pretty girl would, or when we go to play a gig and we're an all-girl band and they look at us and they're like, well, who's the dude? They're like, oh no, that's our drummer Raine. So it's kind of the opposite end of the spectrum of being a woman, where women are expected to be pretty and they are judged based on their looks. Whereas somebody like me, who's got more of a tough or a more masculine demeanor, I don't think my talent is judged so much. But when they realize that I'm a woman, they're like, man, but that's not what a woman's supposed to look like.
You still get that.
So that's. I mean, not overtly, but I think on a more covert level, like if, say, someone was casting for an all-girl band and I auditioned, I don't think I would get it, even if I played better, because the girl who was easier on the eyes in more of a mainstream way.
And thank you for bringing that up, because for me, I mean, I've been all across the spectrum because I identify as lesbian and she, her, but I didn't always look like this either. Whereas I know I pass for female, but I also have a very, for lack of a better word, a masculine appearance. I had the long hair and I wore the push-up bras and I had the fake nails. Like I went there, before, when I first came out, I was just trying to figure out where I was supposed to fit in before I realized I just need to be me. And the more that I learned to just be me and embrace me, this was a look that sort of evolved, but more importantly, how people treated me. Right. And thank you, ladies, for sharing these stories, because it just proves that men are still trying to put women in boxes to control the narrative. Because even when you said that you're not pretty, Raine, you're gorgeous. If we're going to stick it to the 1950s, Stepford wife look, no. Everyone on this panel are gorgeous in your way. Gorgeous, period. But for you, not for, like when Queendom says we don't want to compare our style. Well, not our look either, right? But basically, Raine, you, for a guy, probably intimidated because when they assumed you were a guy, then they realized you weren't. And maybe for that guy, we're just going to pick that one guy, whoever, he's like confused because he's like, oh, I just got a boner, but why did I get a boner? But does she have talent? But I don't understand. Why am I? No, wait, does this mean I'm gay? I'm not even joking, right? Like they're playing this effed up game in their head when it's like, dude, chill. This is not even about you. They make it about them and how they need to see you. And it's just getting old. It's like, honestly, I've had conversations with men about this, and this is why I'm sharing this as an example, but or where, Shenna, where you said you believe you were mistaken just on your look, that you must be hip hop. Why? Right? Can 2021 be the year where we just base it on talents and not just sell? And even a look, everyone here in this panel, your look to me would sell. It just would. Whatever. I'm gonna get on a soapbox. I'm gonna get, and I don't need to. But thank you for sharing all of that. Did anyone else want to pipe in and jump on that? Or yes, Jayelle, go ahead.
Yeah, so as a songwriter, I've kind of witnessed that, being in rooms and working with male co-writers and feeling the need to like really hold my own because, I have a male co-writer and producer that I work with quite a bit. And when we present our music to other people, our other people in the industry, they'll automatically assume that he did the majority of the work, or they'll assign whatever part of the song that they didn't like and automatically assume that that's the part I wrote, just kind of setting their expectations for me so low before they even know anything about our partnership. And for me, that's really been a struggle, and something like I've tried to find interesting ways to combat. Like I put out an EP earlier this year, and it was really important to me that I was the only songwriter on it, just for that reason. I wanted to give them no room to discredit, my writing or my work, because that's something I've had to deal with a lot in the past.
Oh my gosh. Still to this day. Wow. So what do you do? Is there something that you do to overcome that and I guess force them to see and take you serious?
I don't think there's any way to really, change people's perception of things. I think it's more so just, just showing up and doing my best every opportunity I'm given, if every single, song I write on or artist I work with, has a good, goes well, there's, hopefully that'll stack up, I think it's all about, just trying to show up and do my best every time. And hopefully, people start to see things differently.
I think that's a good way to look at it. You set the example, right? You push forward with your talent and your work, and don't let others second guess how you believe in yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
Perfect there. I love that. Alrighty. So then next question, was there something because of what happened with 2020 and the COVID and everything else? Wait, where's my question? Yes. Did you learn something about yourself? Did you have to go deep inside and admit to yourself something about you that helped you find your center if you lost it, that helped you maybe dig a little deeper and do a little more of either a reality check or a aha moment for you? Oh, yes, Alex. Hold on. I gotta go for it.
All good. All good. For me, I think when COVID hit and the live music industry completely shut down and was more or less brought to its knees, I realized how much that was filling a void for me when it came to actually creating and actually writing songs and composing and putting my own content out there. I mean, I've always kind of bounced from band to band and written songs like as part of a group and really focused on performing. And so, I always tried to play as many shows as I could and, learn as many cover songs as I could, realizing that the music industry, the live performance aspect of the music industry wasn't coming back in the foreseeable future. This is back in April or May. I had to really come to terms with the fact that I needed to get over this fear of putting my own music out there and really focusing on the creative aspect of it. I realized how much I really kind of depended on that. And so I wanted to diversify my portfolio, if you will, and really, take a look at what other outlets I have in terms of music. And so, learning more recording techniques and trying to collaborate more and trying to, come up with my own, songs more and put them out there. And it's still a work in progress. But with live music being completely stopped, it's really made me evaluate who I am as a musician, what I want to be going forward, and what my creative contributions are. So,
love it. Good for you. Anyone else? Yes, Shenna.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely relate to what she just said too. And I realized during quarantine, I wasn't putting myself first, especially as a musician. What I mean by that is I'm always on the go, touring. Like I just came back from a tour in Japan right before COVID, and I had a lot of shows obviously canceled due to the quarantine. And just during this time, I've been able to really just sit back and enjoy music. I feel like a lot of times we're so busy that we're not really, I mean, personally for me, I was so busy and stressed out that I wasn't able to really dissect my writing and just enjoy the love of music. And I fell back in love with music.
That was me too, as far as, because go for me in the industry that I work as a writer, as a person interviewing, I'm always out there hunting. And then all of a sudden, I mean, I still was kind of doing it, but I wasn't doing it as much. I mean, not going to NAMM this year, right? Not just going to places, going to speak on panels or listen to people on panels and that self-reflect. Did anyone else have that happen for you, like a self-reflect moment, whether with yourself personally or with your music? Queendom.
I definitely had a huge self-reflection going on. I actually lost there was a month out of the quarantine at the beginning. I could not create anything at all. No music, no nothing. And I had to definitely, deal with my shadow self, as they call it. I was just very insecure about a lot of things, especially when it came to my music. It's I was the type of person I'll still do it anyway, even though I'm very insecure about something that I'm making. But I had to kind of go deep within and just if you're gonna do this, you got to be confident in it, And I just realized I'm the one that's getting in the way of my progress. It's it's self accountability. that's something that I had to, you know, deal with. And then all of a sudden I had this burst of creativity.
What?
I started my own brand, you know,
Hey.
called Smoking Stone. So yeah, like I'm very crafty. So I've been doing that, and we finished our album. You know, it was a great experience. Like in the beginning, it was very hard. It was very, very hard for me, but a lot of beautiful things blossomed out of it because I had that time to sit with myself.
There it is. We all get in our own way. That was a good way to put that. So, you know, in adding to that, because you made me think of something else, did being through this with COVID, because the live shows did shut down, did you have to face it in the mirror that the way you were going about trying to get your craft and music out there had to change? Like maybe you reflected on it and you maybe didn't sit well with how you were going about it to be at all, and this was the perfect opportunity to kind of reset, recharge, and go again?
Well, it was interesting for us because we actually had like a slew of shows lined up. Mm-hmm. We were about to travel. We just got our first, we got a featured article, Creative Loafing, I guess newspaper out here in Atlanta. That's a pretty big deal for musicians.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. But like everything was like really going up for us. Like it was completely planned out basically this whole year. And then all of a sudden it just completely shut down. So that was very like saddening for us because it's like, okay, well, we had this plan. But I'm actually grateful for it because it kind of like had us go back and just like rework some things. Like we're actually planning things a little bit more now when it comes to, you know, how to interact with fans dealing, you know, in this time, how to book different types of gigs. Because we had a lot of gigs. I mean, we still had a lot of gigs, more than we initially had planned, but
including Gritty and Pink.
Yeah, including Gritty and Pink. 2 shows. And you know, it actually ended up better for us in that way. And it kind of forced us to like get into our creative bubble, and we added, you know, more songs to our album. We got rid of some things, we would work some things. So I mean, I don't necessarily look at it as a negative, you know, it's just a different route. Mm-hmm. And maybe this is the route we were supposed to go on in the first place. Yeah, you know, this is the journey. So I'm just
that's a healthy, humble way to look at it. I like that.
Go
ahead.
I'm honestly the peace amongst the chaos that was going on during this year, just being able to experience peace and silence was definitely something that I appreciated. I loved being able to really be a full-time artist, like wake up, create, go to bed, wake up, create, go to bed. Like that brought me utter joy and solidified my personal journey in music. And even with exercising, I primarily started exercising maybe last year in December because I was trying to figure out ways to combat depression, and it really helped. It really helped. It still does. And I was just happy that I was able to maintain it through all the changes that took place during COVID. So, yeah. That's my take on how.
Love it. Does anyone else, did that happen to you in that realm, or did it go opposite? Did any of you hit a wall where you feared you were going to lose traction, lose followers, lose listeners? Yeah, Lex, Violet?
Yeah, go ahead. I can it's a kind of similar world to Alex. For me, her and I were in a lot of the same themes. I mean, we were playing live music, you know, 5 nights a week kind of thing. And then, you know, when that comes off your schedule, you realize how much time you have to fill. And so it took getting creative. And so that's how I started really digging more into the production side. And I feel really lucky that I found Violet because we can create music together, which is really special in our house together, the 2 of us. We have the tools to do everything that we need, really. And I feel really grateful for that. I know you had a lot planned this year. Yeah, I basically signed a really exciting brand new management deal, and we were working on music diligently to pitch to major labels. And basically, like that was 2 months prior
Wow.
to the
Well,
pandemic.
congratulations.
And then this hit.
And then
Thanks.
before, you know.
Yeah, so we're hoping this is all.
Man.
Which is, it's wild because then you look at it and you just can taste it. But then you're just like, oh, great, you know, patience. But in reflection, I could relate to a lot of people with the songwriting aspect. And also we found each other through this and we're each other's backbone because literally, you know, I'm known for being pretty resilient and strong, and so is she, but we both have been, it's like definitely a roller coaster, and I'm really happy I don't have to do it alone.
Oh, I love that. Because I've heard couples
yeah.
I've heard, you know, when I've heard couples having issues and like divorce lawyers have like skyrocketed. It's good to hear that it actually worked in your favor. That's awesome.
Oh,
especially as two creatives, right? Two creatives under the same roof.
Yeah, it was loud. There are days as we share our studio and, you know, I'm trying to make productions and she's teaching vocal lessons that it can be difficult, you know, so I mean, I understand where all those couples are coming from, but it's just, I mean, I think we're all, you know, I just think we're really lucky. Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Oh, I love that. Yay. Did anyone else want to share on that with an experience? If not, because there's a question actually. Kim Steele in the chat, she says, is anyone actually still performing and doing shows, I guess, other than the Gritty and Pink that's happening tomorrow, which we're going to touch on in about 5-6 minutes? Is everyone else still or doing shows?
I did a couple live stream shows with like my all-female Aerosmith tribute. And there's
you're what?
Yeah, I did an all-female Aerosmith tribute and an all-female Led Zeppelin tribute as well.
What?
But there's, yeah, you should check them out. They're really fun. But there's been a lot of pressure to do, you know, we have an agent who really wants us out playing, you know, the tribute scene is in a lot of ways still cracking, you know, Vegas casinos are still booking these bands, you know, and there are people still going and there really is a lot of pressure to keep playing. And it's just really hard to say no, but I just don't want to be responsible for getting people hurt.
Yeah, because basically COVID has hit home for me a bit. You know, one of my aunt actually is on a ventilator, so I'm consistently getting tests right now. And it's just, that's why we were a few minutes late actually. But it's just basically like, we just have to say no. And the reason why is just we don't want to be responsible for people gathering and, you know, and we want to do our part and be diligent. So
that's gotta be a hard one, but that's, you know, you do what you got to do, but I can understand. And again, my condolences on that. Hopefully, you know, sending the positive vibe and energy she pulls out of that. So, okay, then now, a little bit lighter on a question, and then we're going to pump up the show tomorrow. What have you, for those of you who were stuck at home, did you find a favorite binge that you want to talk about? Netflix, HBO Max, Amazon Prime, because Lord knows I've watched them all. I know I have. That's part of me being lazy. Is this just doing it all? Did anyone? Who wants to go first, Shenna?
The Queen's Gambit, y'all. If y'all didn't see it, like, come on, get it together. You gotta watch it, okay? But I'm like you, actually. Like, I rarely watch TV, and now I just feel like I watch so much TV. But I will say it has helped my songwriting because I get like really attached to characters, and I've been writing about these characters, man. So I feel like my next project, people are gonna be like, "Is that about?" Maybe. I don't know.
Ooh, I love it. You're going to have an entire album where each song is going to have this hidden story about a character from some, and there are going to be people out there that are going to get it.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
exactly.
I love it. You need to do a song about Grogu. Can you just do a song about Grogu?
Word, I got you.
You got me? Anyone else? Do you have a shows? Jayelle, go ahead.
I don't know if anybody's seen Dead to Me. It's not a very long game. It's only 2 seasons.
Wait, Christina Applegate? Oh my gosh, yes.
Best show.
That was so good. That was so good.
Yeah, it's just like amazing. And I think it's just such a great representation of like the ups and downs of like female friendship and like honesty and grief. I just think it really covers like a lot of like emotional bases. And just like there's so much, you know, there's so much inspiration just like in how amazingly like they play these very like emotional,
you know, and I love that they
like,
didn't focus on
characters.
Where Raine was talking about the beauty, right? They just were people. In fact, you just made me remember that line. Whew, when the two were at the bar because it was a funeral or something, and this guy keeps trying to pick up on them, and she's like, dude, read the room. It was like, oh my God, I had to replay that scene because it was so hilarious. His focus was getting laid and they're crying over someone who was dying or dead. Yeah, that show was so good. I think I binged the first season in like 4 days.
Yeah, same. I literally I think I watched both the seasons in a week, but I just think the way that they go, like you'll be laughing and then the next 30 seconds you'll be ready to cry. Like
And
just like the arc.
angry. Yeah, I was a roller coaster with that show. Yeah, for sure. Anyone else? No. Do we just have too many we've seen? It's kind of hard to. Yeah. I mean, I finally just been. Oh, go ahead.
If any of you guys have seen Glow.
You know what? I did not. That's the roller.
Have you guys seen Glow, the female wrestler show? I love that show.
Wrestler. That's what it was. I thought it was
really
roller skating.
they just
Wrestlers.
canceled it.
Did they really? I binged. I didn't know I was going to do this because I'm about to do my age, but Cobra Kai. Like when I saw the preview, because I'm 52, so I saw Karate Kid when it first came out, and I was in high school. I was in high school. So when I first saw the preview to that, I thought it was a joke. I said, no, why would no? And then I found myself watching it, but then I got sucked in on the 80s nostalgia. And then I got sucked in on the storylines, and I found myself, I'm crossing fingers because supposedly they are going to do a season 3, or they've done the season 3. I don't know if this is lost on the group, because I think a lot of you are younger than I am. Did anyone see Cobra Kai? I'm like crickets. Okay. No, that's just me. I'm old. Cool. I own it. So yeah, that was like the latest one.
No, we watched it too. We watched it
but
too,
did it?
And have seen Karate Kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, okay,
Yeah.
good.
We're with you. Yeah.
Well, because
honestly, like, yeah, we just got hooked for some reason. There was a few things we really liked about it, a few things that were like misogynistic a little bit, but like it was pretty good.
A lot of it, but you know what though? That really was his character.
Right.
That really was his character in the first movie, or both movies, but mostly the first movie. And my jaw would drop. I thought, are they really making him? Oh, okay. Well, I guess that's what we're doing with this then. You know, I thought that too.
They're really not making him redeemable at all. Nope.
No, not at all. Not at all. Yeah, because with in my background is martial arts. I've been doing martial arts since I was 6. My family has a school in Fairfield. So any movie with martial arts, I'm like all about it. And Karate Kid, I really honed in on that when it first came out. And even the remake, you know, with Jackie Chan and with Smith, Jaden. That was so good too. That one was so good. I mean, I was like, oh my God, that scene in the car, and so good. But yeah, so
I love that as a tomboy when I was younger. So good.
Yeah, Gambit for sure. I am going to see because I've heard nothing but great things on that one for sure. That she looks really good in that character. Like she's pretty strong on that one. Alrighty, so if no more shows, let's talk about why we're here now. Finally, because you've got this holiday special tomorrow, and it's even a benefit show. Shira, did you want to kick off on how you got that together and who it's benefiting and who's going to be on the bill? How about that?
Sure. Yeah, we are super excited to be working with the Sidewalk Project, who is there to support houseless communities in LA as well as some other cities. And their work is amazing. If you check out our Instagram, Gritty and Pink Life, they actually did a takeover yesterday and posted some stories about their work.
And where was that?
Yeah, it's going to be a great show. We're going to be fundraising for that.
And, yes. The Sidewalk Project. So here's the flyer. It is tomorrow, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard, 10 p.m. Eastern. These are the women on the bill. Stacey D, Shayna, Alicia, Vigil. Look at that.
10 artists. It's going to be amazing. Plus, we got a house band with Alex and Lindsay, and Bodacious Thang is going to be co-hosting. And
nice.
It's going to be a really great show.
That is so cool. And it's going to be on it because I have the ticker at the bottom. It's going to be live on your Instagram, correct? On the Instagram page. And you've been doing that though, like all this whole year. Because I had you on earlier when you were promoting, and I believe it was Tuesday nights, wasn't it? You were doing live performances and you were raising money for different charities. What has the reception been like for you with that? And how has that changed if at all, like changed you as an artist or opened you up as an artist now that you were kind of going down this different lane because of COVID?
Honestly, it's been amazing doing the shows and seeing, the response that we've gotten and being able to raise money for the charities. It's so rewarding. And, for me, I've kind of switched my focus this year. Sorry, can you guys hear me? I feel like I'm having a little bit of a delay, so I don't know.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you guys hear? Okay. All right. You guys were talking about, how has it been for you as an artist? And I haven't done as much writing as an artist this year. Our guitarist was super social distancing because she lives with family that's at risk and everything. And, of course, we've done all these live streams, so that's kind of been where the focus has been. But, I've sort of switched gears from like focusing as an artist to being an entrepreneur, which, as you know, is a full-time job. And so it's been really cool just to bring women together. It's a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie, Mickey, you know how it is. Booking
Oh my
the
gosh,
guests,
yes.
promoting the thing, But
I'm so tired.
Right? We're exhausted. But this is what keeps me up at night. This is what gets me out of bed in the morning. I'm okay with kind of putting my own personal music on hold for a little bit to get this off the ground. It's really rewarding.
Good for you. Good for you. And honestly, I felt that way with my career as well, as far as because I kicked my podcast back up, which this is through the Women's International Music Network, but I have my own podcast because I was podcasting way back in 2015, and then I brought it up again, and I went like balls to the wall and did so many episodes in like the first 5 weeks, but then other things like just in abundance in a weird way kind of came my way, and then I realized that I kind of had to tone that back a bit because I was taking on too many good things. Is that weird to say out loud? It's like from November to now, it's been too many good things, and I'm so tired because it's just there's so many moving parts. Like this is the sixth thing. I've been up since 3 a.m. and this is like the sixth thing. And when I'm done with this, I've got 2 more things I've got to do, and but it's great. I'm not even complaining. I have to step back and go, this is why you're tired, because you're just doing all these things, right? And I'm trying to remember back. Yeah, but honestly, it's like, but I've got to remind myself, I got to pull it back and rest. If I don't rejuvenate and I don't recharge and I don't keep my sanity intact, I'm just going to be spinning wheels, and it's not going to be great. But yeah, that's so awesome.
You have to find the balance.
I'm definitely going to tune in on that tomorrow for show. So as we wrap this up, artists who are here, thank you so much for being here. Do any of you have projects you're working on that you're looking to launch in 2021 and that you would like to share and talk about? Anybody? To Queendom, raise your hand. Okay, let's move up to Queendom. All right, go for it.
So yes, we actually are releasing a project, and it's entitled Vice.
Yeah.
And it's coming out in March 2021.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that we're super, super excited about. We've experimented with different sounds for this album.
Definitely.
We have a broad spectrum of genres included, and we're super excited about it. So
congratulations on that. You said March is the drop.
Yes.
Hey, let me know. You got my email now. Send me when you're ready to drop it. If I would love to be able to send that out on the WiMN site and whatnot, and kind of help promote that. That would be great.
Definitely send that.
Raine's got a kitty. Raine's got a kitty. Hi, kitty. Hi, kitty. What's Kitty's name? Raine, what's Kitty's name?
This is Pumpkin.
Oh, Pumpkin. Pumpkin was like, what you doing? What you doing? Oh, look at that face. Yeah, Pumpkin looked real thrilled to be on that camera right there. That was too cute. Anyone else? Does anyone else have anything you're about to release you want to? Yeah, Jayelle, go ahead, and then Shenna after.
So I just released an EP in November, but I'm going to be hopefully releasing some more singles within the next year, and maybe highlighting some of the songs that I didn't put out there as much earlier when I was first releasing it. So kind of just add into that, I guess.
Good for you. Nice. Yes. And this holds for everybody, please. You've got my email now. Hit me up with your press releases and stuff when you're ready to release your new material. We would love to help you promote that. And Shenna, what do you got going?
Yeah, so each project I release, it has a color theme depending on what mood I'm feeling. I'm really inspired by colors. So my last EP was titled Blue Memories, and it was about mental health awareness and overcoming different stages of depression. And my next project, which is releasing in 2021, is called Red Rage. So it's just like a lot of aggression that I felt, during this crazy year. And I'm
Perfect.
excited
Love
to
it.
put
I love
out
the
in
whole color
songs.
theme thing too. People can relate to that. That's a visual as well as an audio. Anyone else? Hands up, hands down. And I saw Alex had a bounce. She did say goodbye. Because, we're all like double, triple, quadruple dutying around here with our businesses, right? All right, Shira, you had your hand up.
Well, a couple things. Shiragirl did a exciting live cover video with Bodacious Thang that will be premiering shortly. And it's a song that I think really captures our political moment in 2020. So I'm excited to release that. You'll be hearing about that soon. And then with Gritty and Pink, we are going to be launching a private invite only online network for women in the music industry. So we're very excited. We're just about to get our beta launch going, and you guys will all hear about it. We're going to start off with just female artists and then open it up to women in all aspects of the industry. So yeah, really excited to be fostering more community and women helping women, get further in this industry.
Heck yeah. Please keep me posted. That is awesome. Awesome. I think you discussed that with me before. That sounds familiar. Yeah. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be called The Grid. So get on the gritty grid.
Get on the gritty grid. God, I love that. All of that. All that's so catchy. Ladies, thank you so much for taking the time. Honestly, this has been great. This has been a vibe and a half. Everyone who's listening in and piping with your questions, thank you. Please follow Stock. Support these women. They will be performing tomorrow via Instagram, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard. You can see the ticker at the bottom. Follow it. It's Gritty in Pink Life. All one word. To find them on the Instagram. Down below, down below, down below. Supporting women is what we do here at the Women's International Music Network. I'm your host, Mickey Angeline, wishing you a wonderful rest of your Monday.
Thank you so much, Mickey. We